Hello.
How are you?
It's Friday, so just wrapping things up.
Nice, nice. The end of yet another week. We're in the third month of this year already. My God. All right, guys, welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend, follow us on Twitter and IG, all that good stuff. And thanks to all of you who have subscribed with us so far. We really appreciate your support. All right, so on the docket today, we have The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 4, Episode 13, Reunion Part 1. Before we dig in, I have to say, I enjoyed this reunion. Like, they knew what to do.
Right.
I loved
And
it.
did you notice like their dresses look better on camera than in the photos by far?
Mhm.
It,
And a good thing about the dresses is when you taking into consideration what dress to pick, it doesn't only have to look nice standing up. Most importantly, it has to look good sitting down. Julia's dress looked way better sitting down.
it, yeah, they all look so. I was like, whoa, these look way better on camera. Like I've never seen such a stark contrast. Normally, when you see the
Hmm.
photos, they tend to match on camera, but these looked way better on camera.
Hmm.
Especially, I want to say, especially Nicole,
Hmm.
Julia, and Alexia.
Alexia's dress looked good standing up, sitting down, on camera, picture, whatever.
Yeah, but like
Um,
you could see the gold and the strapping, and you could see the crystals. Like you really couldn't see the
hmm
crystals in the photos. It's like, okay, it's nice, but then you see like, I'm like, okay, I see you, I got you.
hmm Um, but Gertie still looked like Wonder Woman. I don't care what nobody says. She looked beautiful. That green popped.
Yeah, the green popped on camera.
The details of the dress, how it fit her, boop, 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 boop. It was just a lovely dress. And the only thing I will say is Adriana's, the color of her dress is the only thing that saved her. And that her hair was done.
That dress should have been a long dress with a slit and let it go.
Yeah. These handkerchief bottom dresses, I'm not
Yeah,
quite whatever. And then all of them seem to be wearing a variation of the same shoe.
right.
Um, did you notice that the person that took the longest to get ready, we didn't say anything about? Lisa.
But she looked no, but she looked it good too. Like, but her like we still at least looked good from the photo though. It was just her dress kind of translated from photo to camera. The camera did enhance it. So there was, but the other one there was a stark noticeable like improvement when it was on camera. Like it was almost night and day for those other dresses. But Lisa looked it good too.
You know what? There was actually one frame where I thought Lisa was Gertie because I don't know if a light went out or something, but she seemed so dark.
Mm.
I was just like, wait, what? Anywho, let's get this train rolling. Welcome everybody. Hi JG. Hey Morgan D. Hey Ablavi. This reunion was garbage. Thank you, Ablavi. I kind of liked it. Gertie needs to get her wigs on point because it was not great. Oh, I didn't even note it. But then again, wigs are not my zhuzh. Jamal, was the wig that bad?
It wasn't bad. It was just solid.
It was just solid.
It was solid.
Okay.
It was solid. It worked for her, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like it wasn't. She didn't have reunion weave. That's what it was. That's really what it was.
You mean as in the quality of hair or the execution?
I'm gonna say quality.
Oh, Blavi said were bad. Hey, larger curves.
She should have went to Portia for her weave.
Why don't more people like? Okay, but they can get a bag of Porsche hair, but if the person doesn't know how to install it right, you still up poops creek.
That is true.
Oh my God, a Blavi. It was an Amazon BOGO and it was not fit right for her head. I thought she was pulling off like a Cher moment. I didn't know all of these things was going on with this poor girl's head. Oh no. And Larger Curve seems to be agreeing.
Like I said, it was the quality of the hair. Like she should have went to Portia and got her hair.
But she needs to go to Portia's hairdresser with a bag of
Both.
Portia's weave.
Right.
Right. Uh, the wigs that Gertie wears look synthetic.
Yeah.
But wait, going back to BOGO on Amazon, does Amazon do BOGO?
I think they do.
Shut up. In what section? I am so missing that.
I'm not sure. You rarely see it though. Me personally, I haven't seen it in like at least a good year or two. And it has to be super clearance too.
Oh my God, I'm obviously in the wrong part of Amazon. Okay, so let's get started. It's 36 hours before the reunion. And was I mistaken? Was it just Lisa, Julia, and Adriana on a private jet?
Right.
Anthony wasn't flying no more heifers on the jet, just the three of them. Wow. Then we see it's the big day and everybody's going to get ready. Lisa's complaining why she doesn't have her own hair and makeup room. They get out to the set. Lisa's late. Larsa is saying it's cold. Can she have a shot? It's just a mess.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this now. Officially, I don't like Larsa. She came off as so unlikable in this reunion. I'm just gonna preface that there.
Whiny, complaining, childish, vindictive. She had all the negatives, and would not apologize.
Right.
She doubled down. But we're gonna get to that.
But I wish with Julia, Julia would like just really just read her and be like, look, my spouse is top 10 player of all time, man or female. Who's your spouse again? Oh, never mind.
You mean what Julia should have said to her?
Yeah.
I don't think Julia, like, you know how Larsa rides on Scotty's coattails? I don't think Julia does that. Like, I think Julia places equal weight on Elvis the Goat and Martina.
Probably. I mean, Elvis does have his own Instagram.
Yeah, we found that out. But I don't think she sees like hierarchy, which is it's really strange. She's an unusual character. What'd you think about the seating? I couldn't believe that she got next to Andy.
I was surprised at that. Because who asked her about that? Like, how'd you
Gertie.
It was Gertie. Okay.
Was it Gertie? Was it? No, it couldn't have been Adriana. Somebody did ask her, and it was on her couch. So it had to be either Nicole or it was Gertie, because Adriana didn't come out until the second section. Because it was while they were getting started. So it had to be Gertie. What did you do to get to sit there? And I think I saw it on Instagram where somebody said she slipped Andy $20 to sit next to him. Ablavi want to know, why was Kiki not there? She be on point.
Right. We gonna get to that.
I thought she was a friend. What happened?
She is a friend. I was like, where's Kiki? This is what I'm gonna say, Andy. You probably not gonna see this, but you need to get rid of Larsa and bring Kiki on full time. There, I said it.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Larsa did not do it. Much like her first season, she ain't do nothing this season neither. Bye. Larsa is going to look like Chucky's bride in 10 years. Noted. Larsa is so insecure and was sleeping with Future. Girl, that is a read in itself. Julia probably don't know who Future is. She probably thought it was like the Future. She didn't know who that was. That man with Adriana is how you doing? Oh, wait, what?
Jacob. Well, I kind of thought that too.
But Larsa said he got a girlfriend. That in isn't. It was Larsa who said it, right?
No, Adriana
Me?
said it.
No, Larsa said that the man that Adriana is with have another woman.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And that's why she went. Remember when they did a lot of backstage takes, and in one of them, she approached Jacob and she said, "Do you have another girlfriend?" Because when Larsa brought that up on the stage, Adriana was like, "Do you? He's here. He's backstage. Do you want me to bring him out?" And he was like, "No." um, Julia and the blonde with the jailbird son. What are y'all
Alexia.
right? But what? He ain't in jail yet.
Right. These are all allegations.
Which were dropped, right? They
I think
dropped
they
the
were.
charges. Lisa's looking crazy as aging. Julie is annoying as well. Boring storyline. Chicks with other parts. Wink, wink. A Blavi. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right. So they start the reunion. Andy's a little pissed that Lisa is late. She comes out onto the stage and she still doesn't have her earrings on. And he's like, "Girl, whatever. Get your shit together. I have things to do." The set is a homage to the Versace mansion, or Casa de Casarina, as it's now called. Lisa says that she saw herself on TV and she started slowly removing the filters. Thank you, Jesus.
But see, that's self awareness though.
Mm-hmm.
You could look at yourself honestly and be like, I went overboard.
Mm-hmm. They asked Julia about Elvis, and that's where we find out he has his own IG page. They have the tequila shot to start the show. That's a first. Usually they end with drinks, but well, I guess they figured that these ladies needed it. Andy asks, goes to Alexia first and says that she had a lot going on this season, but opens up asking her about her elopement to St. Bart's with Todd, and she says it's what Todd always wanted, and Gertie seconded that. You know, he just wanted something for the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they had it. And then he goes in on Peter. And Alexia had her canned answer. It's ongoing litigation. We can't really talk about it, but we are fighting it and denying it. Whatever. He's lucky. Somebody wrote in with a question, asking her. This isn't the first time that he has had an assault like charge. And she goes straight to defending these kids. And this is why they behave the way, well, Peter
Correct.
does, the way how
Because
he
because
does.
Andy asked her, "Do you think Peter has? Do you think Peter has anger issues?" And
Mm-hmm.
she went to full
Protect.
protect
Mm-hmm.
and excuse mode. And she's,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sit here and like make excuses, but you are.
Mm-hmm.
That was in my head, but you are.
But
You're
you
a
are.
mama.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but he's almost 30. You
Yep.
know, at some point he has to be accountable.
So we're
And
justifying him kicking the shit out of a homeless man because his brother got into an accident.
right.
Okay. Okay, girl. Ah. Um, Next, we go over to Nicole, and he mentions that she recently got engaged, tells her show off that 10-carat bauble.
Good job, Nicole. Good job.
It's bigger than Alexia's.
By far.
And all Marisol got is her mama's ring. It's 20
Mm-hmm.
or 25 carats, but it's her mama ring. She didn't earn that. Her mama
Right.
did. Um, I think it might be the biggest rock on the stage.
Mm-hmm. So
Mm.
we all know Lost ain't got no rock no more. So oops, did I say that?
You so messy. They ask her about a prenup, and she says they haven't decided that yet, but considering who she's marrying, she's sure that she will have to sign a prenup.
It was hilarious. He's all, it'll be this, there'll be fingerprints, DocuSign. Like, you know it.
Mm-hmm. But she's also going to be protecting her earnings and her
Hmm.
child as well in that prenup. I think we forget that, you know. And she could put in a bunch of clauses too, like if you
Hmm.
cheat, if you
Right.
sell one too many houses out from underneath me, something. Um, I don't like this. Andy always questioning people purses. How your man got so much money? It's as if Andy thinks he's the only person who has money. He did it with Monique Samuels, and now he did it with her. And I loved her comeback. He's a really good lawyer.
Right. And she basically what she said, she's like, basically shut your mouth.
Yes. Don't question it. Just accept it. That's what I do.
I like a Blavi. Nicole Ring was nice, but Anthony's giving me Kingpin vibes. Oh,
Well, I,
right.
I have worries about it. I have worries about it just because it's down here.
Hmm.
Is that bad to say?
No.
Um, oh God. Thanks so much, guys, for the thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Um, they then start asking her, well, Andy was like, during the season, you said, you're not one for getting married. And now, that he popped the question, you seem like really happy. What's going on here? And she basically said, I was happy with him and he proposed. So I'm still happy. Like, there's no big difference. I'm
Right.
just happy. But then that segue, because she said, we have a family together. We have a child together. And then that segued into the out of wedlock thing. And let me tell you, that was the best investment that Nicole did with that private jet, bringing Tweedledee and Tweedledum with her because they got to rehearse. Julia was a little bit more, or should I say, a little less scattered in her arguments during this. And even Adriana, I have to say that. Good job on you, Nicole, for bringing Tweedledee and Tweedledum together. Yay.
But they were right though. Like I get where Julia's
Mm-hmm.
coming from. Like in Larson, you're an elitist for no reason. You're in the lead. How are you gonna be an elitist with no status? And that's this is being honest. Because like your first status came from who you married. Cool, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like good job to you. But then your second status came from who you were associated with, which was Kim
Mm-hmm.
K. So you have really no status on your own. And for you to have such a better than attitude is like it doesn't make sense. It makes no
Mm-hmm.
sense. And like you are coming across that way because it's not just them who feel that way. So
Mm-hmm.
because if you notice, none of the girls on her couch came to her defense.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah. But did you notice Nicole's argument? This is what I love about Nicole. Brains, brains. She goes, because Julia Julia says you're insulting a whole bunch of people in the world who have chosen to have children without being in a marriage. And Nicole picks up on that and says, I decided to have, build my family the way that I did. Lisa decided to build her family the way she did. Andy decided to build his family the way how he
Right?
did. It you just are saying stuff and you're not taking into consideration like all of the people that you're hurting. Score.
Mm-hmm.
They shut her down.
When she threw in Andy, I'm like, yep, there you go.
Mm-hmm. You could argue with us, but you can't argue with him. You could, just won't come back.
Right? And we don't want you to, so go ahead. We
Yeah.
support you.
she said that her comment impacted multiple people and it was in poor taste. It was.
It
It
was.
was. Then they go to a break, and this is the first time. This is the first time during the regular filming we get to see backstage like gossip, and I liked this format. I've never seen us go backstage this much.
The only time they ever really did it was on Married to Medicine. That was the only time. That's the
What?
only, but it wasn't to this.
Yes, that
It
is
wasn't to this
true.
extent. But it wasn't until they did. Um, they did on Married to Medicine, but this seemed to be more like they planned it out. Just like Married to Medicine, they planned it out.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, because it was like an overflow from what was being taped to the behind the scenes, like chismosa. It was good. So they break, and Larsa, I think Larsa was talking to Alexia, I can't remember, saying that she's going after Julia. That was kind of stink.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess she feels like Julia's the weak link,
Right.
but I don't think. Just be careful, girl.
Hmm.
You ain't that strong yourself. Then she says, what else happened? Oh, and then they go to the dressing room with Adriana, Julia, and Nicole, and they're where they're talking about what happened. And Julia says that she's still angry about that comment. She's not letting it go. And Nicole says it's coming from a person who thinks that their resume is who they married.
Who who they married and who they procreated with. That was hilarious.
Oh my God. I'm appreciating Nicole more and more and more. Damn. All
Oh,
right.
Larger says they did that on um Potomac too.
Mm,
I like it.
yeah. If it's messy like this, I like it. Um, Let me see. Where do we go from there? Okay, so then they go back to the filming, and this is where Adriana and Marisol join them on the couches. Adriana's right next to Julia, and of course, Marisol's right next to Alexia. Um, Andy asks Adriana if anyone has passed the 4-month sex test, and she says yes. It's what's his name, Jacob? I think
Yeah.
it's Jacob.
Jacob, yeah, the boyfriend.
Yeah, and Marisol has her sippy cup, and he asks her what she's drinking, and she says Tito's and lemonade. Uh,
Diet lemonade.
she could use a few pounds. Just
And Andy looked at her like, okay.
saying. Mm-mm-mm. Um, they start talking about who's responsible for after 8 years the show coming back, and he gives credit to the fans, and he says something about like when Peacock was trying to develop content and explore Housewives, he said you've already got a franchise with a built-in fan base, that would be a great one, and that's how you know the show came back. Then we start talking about we start talking about then and now. So they do a flash montage of what the women looked like season 3, and then 8 years later to now. Jesus. Like a lot of them look similar. Similar.
Hmm.
Larsa, who is this person? She looked
Okay.
completely different. And then it gets into the plastic surgery conversation. So Alexia said that she got her 30-year-old implants removed and put back in. So it's basically the same. She didn't go up or down. Um, Larsa says, oh, wait, Lisa says, she basically is a creation. So she owns up to all of that. She did
Yeah.
mention the fillers that she's having dissolved. But then we get to Larsa, and Larsa says, I've had my nose done and my lips done. And Andy's like, and she's like, yeah, my nose and lips. And he goes, your butt.
Right.
She goes, I work out. He goes, no, but your butt.
But I'm gonna say this: Andy did a good job with this reunion. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
sit here and lie. He did a good job because he wouldn't let nothing go. But you could see like that he has like a real rapport with them though.
He watches the show. That's the
That
big
too.
difference. He likes this franchise. He watches the show. He likes the women. They're messy, like him. Um, Let me see. Hold on. Adriana jumps in and says, but your butt does look done. And Larsa says that her butt is from the gym. She works out every day, and Larsa doesn't clearly doesn't work out. It shows.
Adriana.
Yeah, Adriana doesn't work out. Sorry about that, y'all. Julia jumps in, and Larsa is just like, nobody's talking to you, butt out. I don't know. I don't think Larsa is good enough to go up against this couch. The whole couch is against her. Let's just be honest. Well, except Gertie. Yeah, except Gertie. Gertie doesn't have anything to say about her. Let's see what else happened during that interaction. Adriana tells Larsa to just own what she's done with her body. She's not going to. Then they bring up Kim Kardashian. And even Andy says, the look is a lot, but you even sound like her. It's kind of crazy. And she says some nonsense. We were best friends for 14 years. So obviously we're going to pick up some mannerisms or something like that. I was like, wait, what? Do you sound like your best friend, Jamal?
No.
I'm just
We're
asking.
two completely different people.
It's just very odd. It's just very odd.
She's just trying to like make it seem like, oh, like I wasn't riding the coattails with Kim. Just quit lying. Quit lying.
Congratulations, Ablavi. Oh, whoop whoop. Let's see. Wait, we take another break, right? And during
Mhm.
this break, Marisol doesn't remember what she said about Larissa's butt. And Alexia reminds her and said, you said back in the day that she didn't have a butt, and I'm going to need you to remember that. Let's see. Then we go over to Nicole, and she's telling Adriana and Julia that if she had work done, fine, but just be open about it, like everyone else is. Like, it's
Mhm.
no big thing down here. Everybody, like, I remember a guy that I was working with. His mom was like 80 something years old and was going in for an eye lift. And it was nothing. It was just like she was going to the Publix supermarket,
Right.
you know? He didn't even take the day off. It's nothing to be like ashamed of or anything.
Like I said, if you feel good about you and you're doing it for you, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're doing it for yourself, not for anybody else.
Yeah. Next, we see Larsa meeting up with Lisa. This is all still backstage. And Larsa is telling Lisa, she's saying, you should be defending me. You should be defending me. And Lisa's like, these women are my friends. What do you want me to do? Go out there and go, bitch, fuck you. Da 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 da. I'm not doing that. I have no issue with them. I'm not going to behave in that fashion. And Larsa looks desperate and whiny. Why does she need
Mhm.
somebody to back her up?
Because she can't really stand on her own.
She better not come back next season.
My thing, you got all that mouth, but you can't. When somebody come back at you, you can't handle it. Get out of here.
And you only going after the weakest one.
Or
She's
who you
only
think is
going
the
after,
weakest.
who she thinks is the weakest one, Julia. Um, Yeah, so Lisa's like, no, she's not doing that. Larsa says that she doesn't stick up for herself, so why would she stick up for her? I think Lisa sticks up for herself when it's convenient.
Yeah.
Because I
Or
think
she
Lisa,
cares. Lisa don't care too much about anything else, but making sure she keeps her husband and her kids are cool. Outside of that, she really, you look at Lisa,
yeah,
she really don't care
she
about no
doesn't
petty
let
squabbles.
any of this impact her at all because it just
Mm-mm.
doesn't matter to her. Oh my goodness. I think she's just there for like shits and giggles.
Right.
Um, Then we come back to the couches, and Andy asks Marisol about the parties that she attended back in the day at the Versace mansion. What was the one that stood out in her head the most? And she said the 2000 Millennium party where everybody was there, and I guess those were the pictures that we saw online. Um, Next, we go over to Gertie, and he asks her about Russell and what does he think about the show. And Gertie's like, he doesn't care. And so since he's a fireman, Andy asks, like, what do the guys at the firehouse think? And she's like, well, he's the captain, so that isn't an issue, which I can commend her for. Like, he he does not care about this show.
He doesn't.
He cares about Gertie, but he doesn't care about this show.
Mm-mm.
Um, Next, we talk about, since we're on Gertie, they talk about her charity event. And she says, how it was so wonderful that they raised a lot of money. But she has her QR code right behind her. And for all those people who did not make a contribution, they can meet her up and do so at any time. And she know who gave and who didn't.
And then Alexi was like, "Well, I didn't know." I was like, "Oof, just holding yourself."
But Andy looked at her and said, but sweetie, it was a charity event. How could you not know? And
Right.
then I think Marisol had to jump in and save her and said, well, we gave dresses. So to me, that means those two did not give.
Mm-hmm.
Those two did not give. And and Alexi was like, well, we were there and I didn't know that there was a QR code and da da da. Stop making excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Just because you sent her that little cash app real quick, like here you go.
And while they're at it, Larsa, pull out your little PayPal card too. Mm. She says that it was really nice that her father that this was the first event that she had done that her father got to see, and he was very proud of her, and he got a little emotional. That was very, very nice. I was wondering how she didn't make $25,000 in one night, though. That was unusual for down here.
And it was a very well put together event too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. The next thing they bring up with Gertie is the foot massage thing. And I think one of the fans wrote in a question like, you was doing too much. Why you had to be so extra bringing it up at the birthday dinner? And Gertie admits that she shouldn't have said anything about the foot massage at the table, but Adriana was coming for her, criticizing her decor that she gifted to Julia. So she did it kind of as a get back for that.
Right, and she owned them, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Gertie then adds on, and she says Adriana has been jealous of each of them throughout the season. But she should let that she's a little too possessive of Julia, and Adriana should just let Gertie and Julia establish their own friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Adriana apologizes to Gertie because she says that she knows that she's a hard worker and she admires anyone for that. So I think she apologized for criticizing the decor, but not for being possessive of Julia.
Right, and she left that part out.
Mm-hmm. Andy then asks Adriana if she is territorial over Julia. Oh, and then I don't remember if that was answered or not. But then they get into the discussion with regards to Gertie. When Gertie asked Julia about ever wanting a little boy, like walking into that pit. Um, and the question was, I think from a fan as well, that she took that, she made it about herself when Julia was explaining what happened to her son. And she says she honestly thought it was a miscarriage. She didn't, like, how would you think automatically that somebody killed her son?
Right.
So she was trying to bond with her in that, and it was a mistake, and she was apologizing for it. But Julia said to her, in that moment, I felt like I had to suppress my emotions in my throat to console you. So I thought that, Gertie, you a planner. You need to start listening more. Talk less.
Right. Agreed.
Adriana explained that she pulled Julia away because she knew what happened to her son, and she wanted to protect her from the pain that she knew was coming. That's why she pulled her away. I don't see that so much, but okay. Gertie says that she's sorry and she didn't know. She's so sorry. She would never have want to do that to Julia at all. And Julia says that they spoke about it before and that she doesn't hold grudges. So I'm glad that, one, Gertie apologized on the stage. Two, that Gertie apologized before privately to Julia.
Mm-hmm.
And that, three, Julia accepted it and is woman enough to move on from it. I like how these women behave. I like it. Let's see. We come to another break, and Marisol has to use the toilet because she has a weak bladder. Well, you brought out a whole sippy cup.
Right.
And was chugging it throughout. They should have took that away from her because it was making a lot of noise. I'm just saying. I take turns.
Yes.
Yeah. And if she saw it and what did she think, and she liked it, blah blah blah, whatever. And then he asked us something about how if Scotty was faithful to her through their marriage, and she actually said yes. Girl, what?
Yeah.
I don't follow basketball, but girl, what? Didn't Jordan cheat on one? What was her name? Juanita?
Yeah.
Her first wife from
Yeah.
college. And they were like this, Scotty and Jordan, right? They were friends.
Pretty much. They were friends.
So only Jordan was cheating, not Scotty. Okay. It's your marriage. All right.
Was.
They start back filming again, and Andy asked Larsa about her life and OnlyFans. Larsa actually said that she's at the top tier of
top
creators.
top 1% or something of creators on OnlyFans.
Yes, is she?
Okay.
Can you Google who are the top creators on OnlyFans?
Yeah, keep talking. I'll do it.
Yeah. And Andy actually calculated and said that if she does 10 G's a day, that's like 4 million a year. You see how he does the math? He's always in these people's purses. I can't stand him, but at the same time, I love it. He doesn't believe what she's saying about that. And especially with the content that she claims that she's posting. However, I do believe that all she's posting is like bikini pics and stuff like that. I don't think she's doing any nudity. Because if she was, somebody would have seen that by now. Somebody. I just don't believe the money that she claims that she's making. Then I think Adriana jumps in here and tries to pick away at that. And this is where Larsa throws out that Adriana's boyfriend, Jacob, has another girlfriend. And Adriana's like, no, that's not true, but he probably does. Especially if you made him wait 4 months for sex. Wait, Ablavi, you do not think so. And you think she uses OnlyFans as a brokerage firm? My God. Ablavi.
So she's in the mix of the top celebrities on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
top celebrities,
8.
But not overall top creators.
She's in the top 65.
Child. That's not what she said yesterday. She was like breaking down decimal points and
Top
zeros.
1%. No. Bella Thorne is the top celebrity creator on OnlyFans.
She says that all of her friends are on OnlyFans, so there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with her children taking pictures of her so that she can put them on OnlyFans, and she doesn't do nudes. Marisol says that, Marisol says, oh, I love the comment where you said that, you would take a jail, a prison warden or something like that, because she's been to prison and they weren't that nice. And so Andy's like, wait, you did what? And she goes, yeah, I was in jail for one night for a DUI back in 2010. Good way to dump your own gossip, Marisol. That's the PR person in you. They then asked Larsa about what it was like to sign her divorce papers during the season. And she said that it makes her really sad. She tears up while talking about it because they were together for so long and they had a good run. She says that they were married for about 25 years and she met him when she was 21. So she was with him for her entire adult life. So it was a lot. Let's see. They then bring up Future and her dating Future. And Larsa said that she was already separated from Scotty when she met Future. Why don't they ever talk about the little young basketball guy who left his wife and child for her? Because all of those pictures were down here when that was happening. They never really talk about that. It's weird.
It's weird.
And it had to be around the time that this was filming. And I'm beginning to wonder if that's the guy that they accidentally caught her on a dinner date with in the restaurant.
Could have been.
Larsa says that they had a prenup, but it was dissolved after 10 years. So basically she got a 50-50 asset split. Marisol asks if they have pee-pee breaks because she got to go to the toilet again. We go backstage again and we see Adriana is confronting Jacob and asking him if he has a girlfriend. And he looked kind of guilty. I ain't gonna lie. Or it could be shocked that the question came out of nowhere.
Right.
He says no, but whatever. Oh my God. We go back to the set and they haven't started filming yet, but he's begging Julia to bring Martina Navratilova on Watch What Happens Live, and it kind of irritated me. We get to Julia and Martina's segment. They're the first same-sex married couple on the Housewife franchises after 15 years. Let's see. Julia says it's about time, and she's so happy. I did not realize that she is so tall.
Right.
She's an Amazon. I love her. Could you imagine her in Gertie's dress, but with the Wonder Woman colors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be nice. She should dress like that for Halloween. Just a suggestion, Julia. Let's see. Andy said that he couldn't believe that Martina Navratilova actually said yes to being on the show, because it's one thing for Julia to be on there. Martina didn't even have to show up, but she did. She showed up and showed out. We love her. And Andy was just excited that he got that. So that was a feather in his cap. Let's see. She says her parents, he asked her about, because she has her children from
Men.
other male relationships that she was in.
Right.
So when she got together with Martina, he asked, what did her parents think and what did her kids think? And Julia says that her parents were okay with it, like once they got used to it, because they were so used to the men. And then like her daughters, they love Martina. And he asked her, does Martina do parenting with them? And she said, yeah, sometimes more than me. Because she's too preoccupied with that damn farm. But she says that her daughters love Martina. And it seems like they're really happy. I hope that this show doesn't mess that up. Then they get into the discussion about her deceased son and his father. And they asked her to tell the story about that. This was a story, like she should write a book just on this. So she had her son first, and then the two girls were later. She met this gentleman named Edward Stern when she was very, very young, and he was a very well-connected European businessman. She said that they had their relationship, they had their son. She worked together with his assistant to look for a nanny. This Hungarian nurse got the job, and unfortunately, her son died from shaken baby syndrome in 2000, I think she said. And it was earlier up in the year, like March 2000, I think is what she said. And then a few months later, this girlfriend of her baby daddy came to her pretending to be someone else and said to her, if you want to know the truth about what happened with regards to the death of your child, I can tell you. And Julia said that she passed out. And when she came to, she told that woman, don't ever contact her again. She knew who she was, and then like a few months later, this same girlfriend shot and killed Edward in the middle of bondage sex while he was dressed from head to toe in latex. Say what now? And the Hungarian nurse was never found. Like, how do you live after that?
Right.
Everyone on the couch was like shocked. Marisol, her nosy ass, knew about the latex part, but she thought that he suffocated in the latex.
Right.
But Julia was like, no, he was shot to death. He was in the latex, but he didn't suffocate. That whole story was like crazy. All in 1 year. A birth, a death, like, right. I don't know, blackmail, and then another death. What's going on in Europe? It's making me change my travel plans.
What you got going on over there, really?
Alexia, the only thing that like Alexia said to her afterwards, I'm so sorry for what happened with you, but at least you had your daughters. They can't replace your son, but you were able to move on and have your daughters, afterwards, which is something that was going through my head as well. I was just wondering how she could do that. I think I would have like shut down,
Yeah. I
especially
mean,
at 21. I
I
would have
think she's
shut.
just used to pushing through. It's what it seems like.
She's a strong woman.
Like she just pushes forward, like pushes, like
Mm-hmm.
she'll have her sadness, but then she just keeps it moving. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, wow.
It was an amazing story. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's why she had the top chair seat. But you should have told that during the season.
True.
So then Adriana has to chime in. And at this point, I was wondering why Adriana was even there. But Adriana says that she realized that her son and Julia's son were born in the same year, and that they kind of bonded over that because she would look at all of the things that were happening with her son and the
Mhm.
achievements, and she would think, wow, this could have been, what was his name? Maximilian?
Yeah.
Yeah, this could have been Maximilian graduating kindergarten or going to high school or college or something like that. So yeah, she says that's how they bonded. We find out that Anthony got a new plane, and this is where Andy asks, how did she get so rich? And Nicole said he's a very good attorney until the ABCs arrive, which we'll be looking forward to.
On camera.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled for that now. Thanks, Jen Shaw. um, Alexia says that Nicole and Anthony went to dinner with her and Todd, and that they started talking bad about Lisa's house, saying that the tile was Chinese, and that it was gaudy, I think she said. And Nicole says that she never said that that's a lie. Um, Larsa jumps in and says, well, you also called me a hooker. And Nicole said, I never said that. And she's like, if you didn't see it come out of my mouth, I didn't say it. And Nicole hits Alexia back and says, you're the one who told me that your friend got married to be relevant and to get a storyline. They're just going back and forth. Let's see. So yeah, Nicole is going down with it. She says 100% Alexia told her that stuff about Marisol, her friend. And then Andy asks all of the ladies if anyone in the group heard Nicole talk badly about any of the others, and no one says anything.
Exactly.
Next week, it looks like we're bringing up text and pictures or something like that.
Pictures.
Pictures of what? What is this about?
I have no clue, but something to do with Larsa and Adriana.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Well, that was part 1, y'all, of the reunion. This was a good reunion. This was a good reunion. The rest of y'all on Bravo do better.
True. Much better.
All right, so this was the Real Housewives of Miami, season 4, episode 13, reunion part 1. Ablavi says, no, it was not. Alexia said it. Oh, that's what the proof is? That Alexia said what she said about Marisol?
Oh.
Shut up. It was just less boring. Ablavi. Okay, so Nicole making Alexia and Marisol look crazy. Well, she is. And Alexia should be ashamed of herself because she was friends with Nicole and brought her on here and then is going to denounce her as a friend. Come on now.
Right.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that was a crazy story, Larja. I want to hear more about it, though. I think I might go and look him up. All right, guys, that was the episode. On Monday, we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 2. That should... I don't have my hopes up for that at all.
Nah.
Thanks so much, Larja. We appreciate it.
And Love After Lockup starts tonight.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Why are you excited? Are we seeing new people?
I want to see if there's new people.
What is Ablavi saying please no to? My goodness.
I don't know.
All right, so
Bobby says all new people.
All new people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll give it a watch. Jesus. But this better be season 4. If we continue with season 3, I'm going to have a problem.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, that is it for today. Jamal, any final words of wisdom?
No, we're good. Happy Friday and have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday.
Yes, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments in the live chat, and hello to the replay crew. So until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
Alrighty, bye.